since the day I was born, my parents used to always tell me the exact same thing. Get on the property ladder as quickly as possible, especially in the UK. The property values only go one way, up, right? And if you do rent, you essentially are paying somebody else's mortgage. And why would you ever want to do that? You want to own assets as quickly as possible because that's the right thing to do. Now, as a 33-year-old man, it's literally one of the worst decisions I've ever made. And I wish I could go back in time and just as I'm about to put that deposit, snatch it out of myself and actually do something else, because that money could have been used so much better.
We're trying to find the entrance.
Yeah, buddy. And this is the problem with Dubai. The entrances could be anywhere. But anyways, back to the story. In 2018, I, with the pressure of my parents, decided to buy my very first one-bedroom apartment in Watford. Most of you will have no idea where it is, but basically Watford, it's like an up-and-coming area, or so I thought. And I bought it for 265,000 British pounds, meaning I had to put down about 45,000 pounds in deposit. Sounded good, right? I'm gonna have my own place, I'm gonna have my own freedom, all of that sort of stuff. The problem is that I bought it in 2018, and that, as you guys remember, is right before COVID, which, let's be honest, none of us expected to happen. And now, 8 years later, believe it or not, that property that I bought for 265 is currently worth 225,000 British pounds, meaning in 7 years, it has gone down by 40,000 pounds whilst inflation has gone up. So much so for all properties going up in one way. But here's the reality. The lack of money and the fact that it's gone down isn't actually been my biggest loss. Yes, I can stomach it. Yes, I'll be able to afford it. And ironically so, if I were to sell it right now, I wouldn't even make that much back. I would basically spend all of the money that I'd make to paying off back the mortgage. But the real loss, the real issue is something completely different. So one of the first things that nobody tells you about is when you have got a property and you bought it, you essentially marry it. What do I mean by that? It's really simple. If your income potentially goes up or down, you are still stuck with that property because it is yours. You are living in it. Now, in my case, in 2018 is when I started my own Amazon FBA business. At the time, I was earning £2,000 every single month, and that was perfectly fine. However, a few years later, my business grew to 6 and even 7 figures in terms of revenue. And the problem was, I was still stuck in the one-bedroom apartment that I bought a few years ago. Now, if I was renting, things would be very different. I could easily just pick myself up and go to any place in the country or even in another country that I could afford. Now, the next cost that a lot of people don't tell you is what you could potentially do with the money that you put as a deposit to the property. In my case, I think I put down around £40,000 plus various fees. And now looking back, when I started my very first Amazon FBA business, I could have so easily put that much money into stock, into ads, into actually my own education, which would have allowed me to grow so much faster. The problem and the reason why I grew so slow at the very beginning between 2018 to 2021 is because I had to basically wait for the money to come in, the profits, and then I had to reinvest that back into stock and slowly but surely accumulate over time. If I started with 40,000 extra pounds instead of 2,000 pounds, which is what I had at the time, my business would have grown so much faster and I would have been much better off. And the third, the one that annoyed me the most, and let's be honest, it's the one that I wish I could have kind of thought about before it actually happened, and that is this. When you buy your own place, this is what the parents and various people that tell you, hey, you need to get on the property ladder, won't tell you. And that is, you are stuck not only to the house, you're also stuck to the country, because now you have spent money onto the land and the bricks and the mortar essentially in that country. So give you an example. In the UK, I wanted to leave the UK around 2021, before COVID. But guess what? I wasn't able to do so. Do you know why? Because those mortgage payments had to come out every single month, and it made no sense for me to just pick myself up and go to another country. It is only until 2025 when I said to myself, enough is enough. I don't care whether I own this place or rent this place. I need to leave because things have gotten so bad in the country. And you know what? I'll be honest, a lot of more people I think would want to come to Dubai or various other countries around the world, but they feel like they are stuck in the UK, sometimes because of children, sometimes because of families, but a lot of times it's because they own the place that they live, and therefore, in my personal view, they're kind of stuck on the ship that unfortunately is sinking. See, this old-fashioned advice of, hey, you need to get on the property ladder as quickly as possible sounds to me like 1980s. It applies if you're working in a 9-to-5 in a factory where you have to be at a physical location every single day. In my case, and in a lot of people's cases that want to work from a laptop and make all of their money from a laptop, that doesn't really apply. What I like to do is the fact that, hey, if something happens in Dubai or any other country that I happen to be in, I can just pack my bags and leave. Right? So buying a property, it sounds like a great investment. It sounds like, hey, for the first time you're getting yourself an asset, but the reality is you're going to find yourself being stuck. And I don't know about you, but I prefer freedom over anything. I like the fact that I can just rent a place and, hey, if I don't like it, I'll just go somewhere else. See, there was a person quite a few years ago that told me something that didn't really make much sense until recently. And that was, how much you make is not as important on how you make it. And I was just like, what the hell is he talking about? If I'm making 100, 200, 300K every single year, I will be happy. But now, having had a little bit more experience, I've realized this, that I would much rather be one of those people that are living in Thailand, Bali, enjoying themselves, working on their own time and schedule and earning a lot less than, say, for example, a lawyer or a solicitor that's earning a shit ton of money but happens to be stuck in the same location, working in the city of London every single day for like 12 to 14 hours. I personally think you kind of have to ask yourself this. Is it the money that matters to you the most and you have to kind of engineer your life towards that? Or is it the lifestyle? You want to film this? Why did they not sell like good energy drinks? This is all they, look at this shit. This is all they got.
They have the best one.
They don't have anything like worth having.
Bro, go healthy. Go get some protein, some milk.
Now, milk.
Got milk?
Men don't drink milk. Oh my God, ice cream. I could demolish this whole fridge. Oh look, protein ice cream. No. Oh, hold on, maybe there. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-buying. I'm just anti-buying because somebody told you that, hey, this is the right thing to do. Everybody's situation is different. And I wish I could go back and say to myself, hey, just hold off from doing something that somebody else gave you advice on and they have no idea what kind of life that you want to live. I personally now have the mindset that you have to figure out exactly what kind of lifestyle that you want first. Because in my personal opinion, it's not just about the money. Do you want to invest into cold hard assets such as property, which kind of gets you stuck in the country a little bit? Or would you rather invest like myself in stocks and shares, crypto, in my own education and my own skills that I can take pretty much anywhere in the world? The fact that I can literally live now in any country I wish to do so in the world is quite freeing. It's quite nice. So therefore, with that being said, hopefully you find this useful and I'll speak to you soon.